Hi Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to do some general energies for July 8th to the 16th, and I purposely dropped it over one extra day beyond the week because we have this lunar eclipse in you guys at 24 degrees, so thought maybe we'd end it there. So yeah, you know what, it's finally happening. But the good thing is changes are going to happen, and that's it. We're all going to end up in such a better place. You know, I don't know how you guys are doing, but I got to tell you, the solar eclipse that hit on the 2nd, but it hit at 3:15 my time. By 4:30, I was in the emergency room with somebody very close to me over something incredibly, completely unexpected, and it was all very life-changing. So there you go. It was just like just incredible how this stuff works, you know. Look what we got, guys. 8th house, endings and beginnings. Yeah. All right. You know what? Why don't we talk about this first? Because this is going to be crowning energy. And then I'm going to pull a roll for the beginning of that week, middle of the week, some challenges that are going to come up in the outcome of the week. So this energy is all about transformation when this turns up in a spread. It's pretty clear. Your matter in question that you might be dealing with. So it can be, I mean, listen, just because it's Cancer and Capricorn, right? We have this swapping out of the energies. For a lot of the cardinal signs, there's big change in both of those houses. So it's, Cancer is home and family, and Capricorn has to do with work. So there are big changes in both of these areas going on right now, right? It's just in the most fundamental space. But so whatever it is that you're questioning right now, it's going to be transformed. You just have to know that. And it's almost going to feel like a life and death issue kind of thing. This is really not a time for superficialities at all. You may be evaluating your life's choices, and the need for change is very great. It's shoving you. It's not even like poking at you. Something that's been in your life for a long time, guys, is going to crumble like a tower. But this is for your higher good. And however it was, and whatever the situation was just not good for you in the long term. Regardless of how and I know how painful these things are, but regardless, it wasn't meant for you. But something better is meant to be rebuilt in its place in a different way. And you're not going to be able to move ahead without taking care of this matter. Because certain things really do need to be completed and taken care of before you can move ahead. And even though the adjustment might feel uncomfortable, and it's not going to be an easy one. What I do love about this is all about second chances too. So, regarding relationships, this is the thing. If you're in a very dysfunctional relationship, this time is going to be very heightened for you, if that's the case, where there's just, if it's wrought with passion and sexual jealousies, and it's going to be a challenging time. But because this is about like a reincarnation almost, if you have the type of relationship and the type of understanding and dynamic where you guys would be able to actively rebuild your foundation in a whole new healthy way, then the energy would support this. If both people are not capable of doing that, this indicates that relationship 100% ending, but you pretty quickly ending up in something healthier. That's the energy that we're talking about here. It's quick. It's quick because you're not going to have something eclipsed out of an area without something being brought in as a gift. That's just kind of the way this energy works, okay? So just something to think about there. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of heady jealousies, a lot of intense relating in this energy, especially, like I said, if you are dealing with any sort of dysfunctional, intimate relationship. Obviously not with friends, but even with friends, it could just be like really weird sudden endings to stuff. Because we have this full moon and lunar eclipse at 24 degrees. It's hitting on July 16th. With Venus in Cancer opposing Saturn in Capricorn, there's this idea of fullness and completion and bubbling up, and I can't be in this anymore, and I can't take it anymore kind of thing. And I need answers, and I want stability kind of thing. you know. And with the Venus opposing Saturn often brings clashes or overstimulation in the money and or love departments. So yeah, there's a lot going on there. And, you know, I'm just the messenger, guys. Please don't be mad at me. Okay. But yeah, all right. So let's see what stories we get for the beginning of the week. Okay, High Priestess. And then this is going to be for the middle of the week. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, we have a lot of reversals here. Can't say I'm too shocked. This is what's crossing you. Challenges. Okay, this is the outcome. Okay, positive card there. Okay, look. Yeah, let's just get the story going here. The High Priestess, reversed. Okay, this is a moon energy, and it's also linked to justice and judgment. Yeah, so when we have this reverse, this can show an inappropriate mentor or choosing a temporarily wrong path. You might be listening to some bad advice, or someone might try to persuade you to go against your intuition. And this can also indicate secrets that need to be out in the open, guys, because knowledge locked up for too long may be far more harmful than if it was just brought out in the open and looked at, right? Secrets are not going to last, I want to tell you, through this month. Secrets are coming out. So if you're holding secrets or somebody you're with is holding secrets, they're going to come out. Look at this Judgment reverse, Pluto energy. This is also associated with the High Priestess and justice. There's a lot of justice being called for here. Yeah. So in reverse, this indicates you may be stuck in the past or refuse to learn the lessons that are there for you right now, Capricorn. You may find yourself in old patterns, just not able to yet break free. I know it's so hard. You know, delays are also indicated here. And in terms of future plans, you may be feeling trapped or just unable to progress forward without honestly understanding completely why. You might kind of understand why, but not completely why. You're going to have a really hard time understanding the people in your life and who you're dealing with, for sure. You have the ability, though, to judge your actions and attitudes and then move on. And listen, the past can't be changed, right? Like I always say, once the toothpaste is out of the tube, it can't be put back in again, right? It can only be radically accepted. So have compassion for the person you were then, when you initially got into this situation, and for the decisions that you've made. You don't have to live with the results of these choices in the future. You can decide to be free. You really can. And this star is a positive energy, which is funny because, listen, we do have a square and a opposition and a conjunction, but we do have a sextile on July 8th in the beginning of this week. It's a Venus in Cancer sextile Uranus and Taurus, so that is kind of a nice energy here, and I feel like that's where the star is coming in. So this is an Aquarius energy with a numerology link to strength, and I do feel like a lot of you are going to be really tapping into your strength right now, for sure. You know, this energy offers help and guidance. So things that have felt very difficult recently, have faith. I can hold this card. Have faith that that your luck's about to change for the better. It's very, very powerful energy here, very powerful symbol of hope. And you can begin finding yourself in a space of appreciating everything that life has to offer, including better physical and spiritual well-being. You're going to be feeling really intuitive and insightful. And under this influence, you're going to trust in messages very strongly from those who have passed to the other side, if you believe in that, or from your angels, if you believe in that, or your guides, or just from your inner voice and just trusting yourself. Also, the star energy shows that you're destined to be with someone, and that it's time to find and be with your soulmate. You guys, it's time. You guys need to be together. You guys need to figure things out. Okay, so if this is someone who you're with right now and you're in a weird space, you got to figure your stuff out. All right, if you're in a weird space with somebody, it's time, then you're not with them right now, it's time to figure things out. And as far as career goes, the star brings money luck. So work you do begins to pay off as you've considered long-term goals and you've given attention to what matters the most. So this is really good too. This is really good. So that's at the beginning of the week. It's the energy that's inflecting the beginning of the week. Now the middle of the week begins with the Seven of Pentacles reverse, which is a Saturn and Taurus earth energy. And when it's reversed, the Seven of Pentacles means procrastination. So something very important that you keep putting off is a decision that you need to make. And it's important, and time is running out, so it's time to fully commit to one way or the other. This may mean considering for some of you a different job or career path. This can indicate you considering a different relationship where, transitioning into one where you feel more supported than the one that you might be in right now. You may have become disheartened with slow or no progress in your life and feel that opportunities are kind of like happening around you and you're missing different opportunities, but you really need to muster up some willpower here and take action now, because any decision here is better than no decision at all, And an additional meaning of this card is anxiety about something to do with a financial agreement. So if this is affecting your motivation, try to renegotiate the terms rather than giving up right now, okay? This is in the middle of the week. Then we have the Hangman reverse, and this is a Neptune energy with the link to the Empress. And this energy reverse indicates rigid thinking and martyrdom, and I know that sounds like you're feeling sorry for yourself or something, and I don't mean it like that. It means you might be in a position where you have continuously risen above for the sake of peace, for the sake of family, for the sake of everyone and everything else other than yourself. And it's time that needs to stop. Because you're going to need to revise your expectations, because what you think you want may not be possible right now. And in this position, this energy asks if you're hanging on to a fantasy that can make you more of a victim rather than a victor, like successful in a situation. So you need to take another look and liberate yourself from whether it's a relationship, a job, a contract, or any other obligation that just simply cannot offer you what you want. Just can't offer you what you want, what you're looking for. That's what that indicates. And then we have the Ten of Cups reversed, Mars and Pisces, water energy. All right. Even reversed, this still retains much of the positive vibe as the upright, which indicates happiness and harmony, but just with some irritating undercurrents. You just can't have it right now. It's like there are some changes in friendships and family bonds at the same time, okay? Changes in family, changes with friends. A family issue may need to be addressed that ends up disrupting your routine, creating some discord in some of your relationships. Some of you might be wanting to bring friends and family together in some way, falls apart because of miscommunication. Equally, the need to keep up appearances in the face of something prevents authentic conversation and understanding, which you find pretty annoying right now. Yeah, so a lot of you are just going to be having issues with your friends too. Your friends are just not going to be understanding you right now. Some of you might be in a space where your friends are introducing you to new people who you really don't like very much. Things like that. But I just want you to keep in mind that this is such a positive card upright that whatever glitch you're going to hit here is temporary rather than a major challenge. But it is here, and it is here in that second week. Okay? So now going into your challenges, to start off, we have this Five of Swords reverse energy, which is a Venus and Aquarius air energy. And this indicates unnecessary conflict, where you could become caught in the middle of another person's fight, and you may be the injured person through no fault of your own. Not literally, although I guess that can be, but where you end up kind of taking the fall for stuff. This battle is not for a good reason, though, because whoever started this has a selfish agenda, and this person may be trying to cover up his or her incompetence in some way by deflecting attention, blaming others for their own actions and their own mess-ups. So, and this is something that you really need to see, Capricorn. It's important that you see this. Equally, the drama here may be due to ego and just somebody having a need for a show of power. Now, this can certainly be you, but I am getting it's probably somebody else. And in this sense, it can be easier to extricate yourself from the situation, because ultimately, the battle is less about you and mostly their issue, And And this can also indicate bullying and oppression, and there's no shame in this, because the thing is here, this energy supports and suggests you finding the opportunity to expose the unfairness and shift the balance of power. So in some way, you feel like you're not being treated fairly by somebody in your life. And it's really about time to get to the core bottom of that, you know? And then we have the Three of Swords reverse, which is a Saturn and Libra air energy. Yeah, you know, when the Three of Swords reverses, it's the same thing as the upright, which is a very painful truth coming to light. It can have to do with infidelity, can have to do with some kind of betrayal. And when I say betrayal, it could be of a family member, a friend, and anything that stabs you in the heart, right? And the Three Swords, it does not have to indicate three different people. This can be you, someone else, and then the influence of whatever the betrayal is really what this card means, okay? So when we have it in the reverse, this just indicates that there's a lot of fighting and drama involved with it too. But this is actually better than in the upright, because here, not only does the truth come out, yeah, it might be fighting, and yeah, the upheaval might be very uncomfortable, but at least feelings are expressed, you know, and the confusion and the pain of a situation is released and it's heard by that person. So in that way, there's the opportunity for validation and actually some sort of closure, because when it's upright, you don't get that. It's just that pain, and that pain's going to linger and linger and linger. Here with the reverse, no. In this reverse, it comes out. So, and I think a lot of you would probably actually know what this is already. You know, I just have a feeling like you would pretty much know that. And then we have the Three of Pentacles reverse, which is Mars and Capricorn earth energy. And this tells me that either you or someone close to you is in a very cynical space right now, where having to do with a number of things. And just because of the eclipse, this could be having to do with family, and this could also have to do with work, where, for example, with work, you're just not really feeling very willing to put work in that's necessary in something right now, because you feel like you've seen it all before and you're just not very motivated. Same thing with relationships. You just feel like you're on this little bit of a hamster wheel. Same thing over and over again. The same nonsense keeps resurfacing. Like, you know, you guys have a falling out, you have the conversation, you commit to the change. It's great for a minute, maybe two, and then it's right back to that same space. And then there's still trust issues and yada yada, because the issues were never appropriately addressed in the first place. And I do know this is what a lot of us are feeling right now. Just all of the signs. This is just very much in this energy right now. So this can end up creating a very cynical sensibility, even in the strongest constitution. Now, for some of you, this could also be cynical in work, in that you ended up agreeing to take on a job that seemed a lot more, for lack of a better term, glamorous, right? The way it was sold to you originally, only to realize that it's very tedious, boring, and unfulfilling, right? But this is you just like pushing through the details, you know? But this is also indicating that it's time for you to make a very swift decision and move on. And the swift decision to move on really has to do with career and relationships right now, guys. So yeah, and this is a challenge, because it's not so easy, you know? It's not so easy. Okay, and then in your outcome, we have the Page of Swords reverse, which is an earth of air. And in reverse, it indicates manipulation and someone being very cunning. Capricorn, I'm sorry. I so wish I had better messages for you guys, okay? But the warning here is to be cautious about information you receive right now, since it might not be very reliable. So be discerning about what you hear about who, because what you hear may end up being unjust or even slanderous, you know. Careful, like listening to your friends and family. Just be careful, you know. Slanderous. It's because an element. Page is an immature energy, you know. It's young, so just keep that in mind. Then we have the Page of Pentacles upright, which is an earth energy, and this reveals progress and very auspicious beginnings. So this is a really nice card. This is a time to nurture your skills and abilities, And there's going to be very good news concerning finances here, Capricorn, for sure. Business, finances, for many of you, education, for some of you, travel. Good news regarding any of those. This typically appears to show a job offer or an offer made on a property, if you're looking to sell, that goes in your favor. This card does come with an element of caution, however. There's a real need for attention to details and for diligence in all practical matters. So double check all the arrangements and agreements. Also, check through your personal schedule to ensure everything that you're planning in your personal life is realistic. The Page of Pentacles is also just basically a time to really attend to your finances. But overall, a very positive energy where money and opportunities are concerned. They're going to be finding you. Money and opportunities are going to be finding you. So this is a beautiful energy. But remember, you know, with the caveat with this energy, it like times it by 2 or 3 if you could. Just because in addition to this being the advice of this card always, we have Mercury retrograde. So keep in mind, Mercury went retrograde July 7th, and it's going to be until the last day of the month, but it's not going to be out of shadow until mid-August, if you can. And sometimes we can't, right? We can't stop life, obviously, ever. But sometimes we can't put off signing something. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, Mercury retrograde. They're going to look at you like you're crazy, right? Just make sure you read the fine print. You know, just because things, it'll still go through, but it may not be what you thought you were signing. So read the fine print, triple check it, quadruple check it, whatever you have to do. All right. And now finally we have the Knight of Swords energy, which is Taurus and Gemini. And as an influence, this energy is very unpredictable and very much a roller coaster energy, guys, to be honest. This is like the drama of highs and lows, sudden truth, more truths coming out. My gosh, Capricorn, truth upon truth is coming out here. Highs and lows, yeah. Conflicts are exposed. The thing is with this, though, this can actually be very illuminating, particularly for those of you who have been suspicious of something and you haven't really been able to figure it out, like get to the core of something. So this can be very illuminating, even though it could be very stressful. It can be very confusing depending on your position and what's going on. But this card often comes up to show disputes. So disputes really, I mean, it could be at work, tension with your family, and in romantic relationships, pretty much any area of your life. But the thing is, while you may not be completely responsible for the cause of the trouble that goes on right now, how you respond to it is something you are responsible for. So there is a way forward here, but you need to wait until the situation is calmer before you can make a move. But guys, honestly, this is all about expecting the unexpected, you know? But there's a lot of change happening. And while I would have loved like the sun here or the world, something like that. Everything here is, I can't help but feel like there is a very positive seed here pushing the change. It's just that it's going to be really hard for those of you who are resisting the change. And that's something, you know, that we did talk about last, or maybe even 2 videos ago, is that what's so important in this energy, to keep yourself open to receiving these beautiful gifts, even though things are it feels like they're being torn away from you, Capricorn. I know how it feels. I'm with you. There's something so beautiful on the other side of it that, you know, we're just not supposed to see just yet. But it's right there. So, yeah. All right, guys, that is what I have for you right now. And I'll see you guys next week for the 3rd week in July. You guys take care. Bye-bye.